Hi there. So have you ever wondered what it actually takes to create a high ticket coaching program specifically for weight loss that actually sells and sells consistently week in, month in and year out to provide great results for your clients and stable, predictable monthly income for yourself? Well, in this training today, I'm going to share with you a number of steps, 6 specifically, with a bonus step that are going to help you to be able to do exactly that. And I'm basing it on the reality of what I've done in my own business for well over a decade now of working with clients, real life clients who have got some real life success, losing anywhere from £20 to over £100, working with other personal trainers who I've employed, who have also sold my high ticket programs and got fantastic results. That's what I'll be sharing with you today. So it's all based on evidence. It's not based on some sort of theory. Now, if you'd like to go a little bit deeper on this topic, there should be a link below this video that you can click on. It will take you to a page. It'll explain a bit about how I could potentially help you if you're interested in specializing in this area, by way of a free, no obligation chat where we can discuss where you are right now, the sort of things you're doing, what you're hoping to do. And if I think I can help, then we can have a discussion around that. Nothing to buy. If we think there's some potential that we could work together, would then set up a second call at a later date. So if you'd be interested in having that initial chat, just click the link below and we can set that up as soon as you'd like. Okay, so let's talk about these 6 things plus the bonus thing in terms of how to create a high ticket coaching program, specifically weight loss. And I use the word weight loss rather than fat loss because we as fitness professionals use fat loss a lot, but for people who are out there, regular folk, they're going to be typing in weight loss when they're searching for your services. So that's just a little sort of a bonus marketing tip there. Use the language that your potential clients are using. Now, before I get into sharing these 6 things that I think you need to include, that I've certainly included in my program to sell, £1,000, £3,000, £5,000 plus high ticket programs, just a bit about the background of selling high ticket programs and putting them together, because it has become quite a buzz kind of phrase over the last, I guess, 3, maybe 5 years in the world of personal training. And I understand why, for a number of reasons. First of all, there's a perception that if we sell high ticket programs, then we're going to make a lot of money and have a lot of time off. Well, there is some truth in that. However, I think we need to position it from a different starting point. We need to be thinking about it from a client's point of view, and that is what clients are looking for is not a high ticket program. What potential clients are looking for is a high value program, something that's actually going to help them get out of the pain they're in. So move them from point A to point B. That's what people are looking for. So they're looking for value rather than high ticket. The second thing is there are a number of gurus out there that are telling us as fitness professionals that we should be selling high ticket coaching programs. And I completely agree with that. I think that's 100% correct. I think we should be selling high ticket programs. Why? Because what we offer is of high value. If we can help somebody to, lose 20, 30, 50, 100 pounds or more, and not only transform the way they look and feel, but actually add years to their lives potentially, what kind of price do you put on that? So I think we definitely are worth paying high ticket for, in the same way that people pay high ticket for accountants, pay high ticket for lawyers, surgeons. I honestly believe that as personal trainers who are offering high ticket weight loss programs, we should be positioning ourselves as a high ticket service. So 100% agree with that. However, another part of the reason behind some of these coaches promoting this is because it kind of justifies the fee that they want to charge us to get to that place. Now, I've got no issue with paying money to coaches. I really haven't. If a coach knows their stuff and they can get me from point A to point B, I'll happily pay that money. However, there are a growing number of coaches out there who have never actually been in the trenches and worked with real life clients who have lost weight, yet they're trying to teach you how to put something together to help somebody lose weight, having never done it themselves. And I'm a little bit skeptical about that. I'm not saying that you would have had to have worked with weight loss clients. However, I think there's a lot to be said for someone that's actually been in the trenches and done some of the work, and they understand some of the things that you're going to be faced with in terms of the challenges of trying to attract, convert and help clients lose weight. I think there's some mileage in getting a coach that can help me to do that. So I just kind of want to put that out there just so that you can be a little bit more discerning if you choose to work with a coach. You want to look at their credentials, their background, what is it they've actually done themselves before you part with your hard-earned cash. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into these 6 specific things that I believe you need to contain or have within your high-ticket coaching program. I've got a list of 6 things here. It's not an exhaustive list. These are just some of the key ones. I'm sure the other ones that I could have mentioned had I have sort of wanted to make this an even longer video, but I'm trying to keep it as succinct as I can and give you some real practical takeaway stuff that you can start to think about or implement starting today. So, number 1, you need to want to work with a specific type of person. So let's just think about this. Personal training, health and fitness. Let's go a bit niche. Let's go weight loss. Let's go a bit niche. Male or female. Let's go a bit niche. Female. So in my case, I work with females over 40, busy professionals looking to lose at least 20 pounds. So you can see I've niched that all the way down to a specific type of person. Now, there's a lot of resistance to this, and I had some resistance to this myself when I first started out. One of my fears were that if I go that specific to that sort of person, I'm going to be excluding a lot of other potential people that I could work with. Therefore, I'm not going to be making the money that I could be making. Well, I can tell you now, having gone through the whole process, certainly in my case, and when I work with trainers and I'm employed trainers, that has not been the case. If anything, it's completely the opposite. You end up earning more money. Think about it this way. If you had a brain tumor and you had the choice between a general practitioner and a specialist brain tumor surgeon, and the GP was charging, I don't know, £100 an hour, and the specialist was charging £500 an hour, I'm pretty confident you would find the £500 per hour to pay the specialist consultant. So being that specific is actually going to help you more than hinder you. And the other thing is, you're still going to attract other people who want to lose weight. If you went to my website, you'd see that I've got a predominance, in fact not a predominance, they're all busy professional females I've got on my website that have lost weight, before and after pictures, audio testimonials, video testimonials, radio interviews, you name it, I've got it on my website, all geared towards that specific type of person. But I've worked with men as well, because they will be attracted as well, and then I can pick and choose if I think they're a good fit or not. But being that specific is going to help you to be able to attract the right sort of person, because you'll be speaking their language. When you're doing your marketing and putting out your various resources to attract people, you're going to be speaking to that one specific person. So they're going to feel as if there's a real connection between you and them, rather than you being very bland and trying to attract everybody. So that's number 1. Be really specific about who it is you want to attract. The more specific, the better it's going to be for your client, the better it's going to be for you. Number 2, you've got to stipulate how much weight they're going to lose, a minimum amount of weight. Now, for me, I've already said it's 20 pounds. Now, why do I say 20 pounds? Why don't I just say 5 pounds, 6 pounds? Well, look, here's the reality. Losing 5 or 6 pounds, is that really something someone's going to pay a high ticket for? Probably not. 10 pounds, probably not. Have I had people I've seen that want to lose 10 pounds that have paid high ticket with me? Yes, I have, but not that many. Typically 20 pounds or more. Why? Well, for obvious reasons. You lose 20 pounds, that's pretty significant. That's down probably 2 dress sizes. That's going to be different look in terms of your physicality, how you look. And if you're doing a nice holistic program, they're going to be a lot fitter and healthier as well. So that's something that's worth investing in. That has got a real value attached to it, I would suggest, more than losing 5 or 6 pounds. And let's be honest, if you're a busy professional woman over the age of 40 and you're saying you need to lose 5 or 6 pounds, maybe 10 pounds to get down to your ideal kind of bikini weight, let's say, then you've done a pretty good job already at getting to over 40 and only being 10 pounds overweight, because the vast majority of people are way heavier than that. So specify a minimum amount of weight and make it an amount of weight that is causing somebody enough pain to see the value in seeking out a service like yours. So that's number 2. Number 3 is set a specific time frame for when they can achieve that amount of weight loss. There's a law called Parkinson's law, and basically Parkinson's law says If you give somebody a week to do a job, they'll take a week to do a job. If you give them a month to do a job, they'll take a month. If you give them that same job to do it in a day, guess what? They'll get it done in a day. So we need to start stipulating a time frame so that people know what they're working towards. Otherwise, we run the risk of just kind of like, how long's a piece of string? And people just drag it on and drag it out, and they never know if they've ever arrived. It could go on for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. People don't really want that. Most people want a start point and an end point. Now, does that mean they've got to hit their goal in that time frame? No, it doesn't. Do all of my clients hit their goal in that time frame? No, they don't. But they generally tend to get pretty close to it at the end of the period of time that we've actually agreed upon to work together. So set a specific time frame. It really is going to help you in terms of selling your program. Number 4 is a big one. Number 4 is have your own unique method, a method that basically differentiates you from just selling blocks of 10. You know, when I started way back over a couple of decades ago now, I was selling blocks of 10 like most personal trainers, because that's the way we did it. You know, block of 10, get 1 free, block of 20, get 2 free, etc., etc. And it wasn't until I, early on, thankfully, in my career, decided to package my services under a unique method. And I've changed the name of my services over the years, but the core elements have stayed pretty much the same: mindset, diet, and exercise. It wasn't until I did that that I started to get some real traction in terms of attracting clients and being able to charge those high ticket prices. Because look, if all you're selling are blocks of 10, 20, 30 sessions, you know, blocks of PT, then really just like a commodity. You know, the next trainer could be selling a block of 10, 20, 30 as well. What's the difference? If you attach a name to it, you call it the Joe Bloggs weight loss program. In my case, it's the Coach Me Slim and Trim program. Then suddenly that differentiates it. But we need to go a step beyond that as well, because that's just kind of like a veneer. The name's just a veneer. It will help to separate you from other people because it's given a name, like some of these slimming clubs. But we need to go deeper. Once upon a time, you could just promise clients that you would get them a great result and say, hey, you know, work with me and I'll get you the results you're looking for. You know, we're going to do exercise, we're going to do mindset, we're going to do nutrition, and, you know, it's all going to be great. And that might have worked 5, 10 years ago, but now people are way more discerning. They want more detail. They want more of the how. Does that mean you go into the minutiae of what they're going to have for breakfast, what exercise they're going to be doing? Does it mean that level of detail when you explain the how? No, it doesn't. You save that for the program, for the coaching. But some of the hows you might talk about are things like, okay, there's going to be a mental journey we're going on. You know, these are the milestones you're going to be going through. The sessions we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering this in session 1, this in session 2, and it will build on from there. So you give them an idea of what the mental journey is. In my case, step 1 is a mental mindset shift. So they understand, oh, right, okay, I'm going to be going through a mental mindset shift. Explain what that means. So they go, yeah, okay, I can resonate with that. Step 2, we're going to put the foundations in place. What are those? Well, we're going to work on making sure your mindset's correct, your nutrition's solid, and we've got a good progressive exercise program that you're going to work your way through that's going to maximize your results, minimize any risk of injury, and something that you can do whether you're at home, whether you're traveling, at work, doesn't really matter. Okay, so I've not given you any specifics there, but you know I've got some sort of method to what I'm teaching, and people really need to understand that, and they'll feel a lot more confident about the fact that you have thought this through. Because look, if I'm going to invest with somebody a significant amount of money, I want to know they've got some sort of plan. Think about it from this point of view. When you qualified as a personal trainer and you went for your certification, before you paid your money, you probably spoke to somebody or you looked at a curriculum to see that they knew what they were teaching and what they were going to be teaching. They didn't go into the insertions and origins of the biceps tendon or the hamstrings. They didn't go into that level of detail, but they would have said, we'll be covering anatomy, physiology, we'll be covering programming, we'll be covering how to attract clients, maybe, depending on what kind of program it was. There would have been something laid out there that made you think, yeah, you know what, that's worth investing in. Well, we as personal trainers selling high ticket coaching, we have to take the time to think through that client journey and map something out. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect, and if you're new to this and you've never done it before, please don't get overwhelmed with the idea that you have to know every single step of the way. You really don't. I've worked with trainers where I've got them to map out the first 2 or 3 sessions in a bit of detail, and then just sketch out the remaining sort of 8 or 9 sessions. So they've got a 12-week program set up, and they can fill in the blanks as they go along. But they've got the first 2 or 3 with some meat on the bone, so if they start working with a client, they know they're not up against the cue ball and under pressure. They know that they've got something to talk about at each of those sessions without having to do it off the hoof. So have your own unique method. That's number 4. Number 5 is payment options. If you're going to sell high ticket, I think you need to have payment options. Yes, some people will be happy to pay you £1,000, £3,000, £5,000 up front. I think the most I've had somebody pay me is 4,000, I think it's about 4,900, something like that they paid me up front for a program. But generally speaking, most people are going to pay on a monthly basis. If they pay up front, you give them a discount. Monthly, most people are happy with that because they pay their mortgages monthly, they pay their car payments monthly, they pay for Netflix monthly. So paying monthly is something that's really, really simple for people to get their heads around. It's no big deal to do that. Now, the other good benefit about paying monthly is it helps a client with their cash flow, which is great. And somebody that ordinarily wouldn't have joined you because they couldn't come up with that initial lump sum of cash means they can now work with you. But from your point of view, if you've signed up, let's just say half a dozen clients on a monthly program, let's say it's a 6-month program, you now know you've got stable income for 6 months. You've got these clients signed up for a 6-month program, paying you monthly. That gives you a lot of peace of mind, a lot of stability in terms of regular monthly income. The client's not thinking about money, so you can both really come together and work on the goal that's been set, which is to lose weight, and focus specifically on that. It means you're not stressing out about thinking, oh, they're booked up for a block of 10, 2 a week for 5 weeks. At the end of 5 weeks, I've got to resell them again on this whole thing. So we don't want to be doing that. We want to have some payment options wrapped up in a package that you're offering, either 3, 6 or 12 months. Okay, so number 6 is a big one, and a lot of trainers struggle with this one. And when I first heard this, I was like, really? And it's risk reversal, offering a money back guarantee. Yep, you heard me right, a money back guarantee. Now, whether you're working offline or online, and I've worked in both arenas, but whichever arena I was in, I always offered a money back guarantee, 30 days. So if somebody came to see me, let's say for a month, twice a week, which was kind of like average, so 2 sessions a week, I'd give them resources, manuals, access to various bits and pieces. If after 30 days they said, Eric, this is not good for me, I would give them back 100%. I'd say to them when we initially spoke, you'll get 100% back of your money, plus you get to keep the materials I've given you. And I would give them a lot of materials, including some healthy eating plans, workout plans, a variety of things that were really useful, personalized journal, things that had real value attached to them. I said, look, you get to keep it all. Now you might think, well, that's crazy, Eric. Well, no, it's not. Think about this for a second. If you went to buy an item from a shop and it didn't work, wouldn't you like to feel as though you could go back and get a refund? Now you may be saying, well, that's different, Eric. That's a faulty item. You're now offering a service where you've put your best foot forward, but the client hasn't done the work. So shouldn't they forfeit the right to get any money back? Well, you could argue, and there is an argument to say, well, yeah, it's a fair point. But the way that I see it is this. If, going back to point number 1, if I'm working with a specific person, and in my case, busy professional women over 40, looking to lose 20 pounds or more, educated, value coaching, and I've done a good enough job in terms of putting out my marketing material out there to explain what I do. And when I've got on the phone, I've explained it, and then I've done a second call which goes into a lot more detail so that they know categorically that what I'm going to be doing is providing simplicity, structure and support. That's what I'll bring to the party. What they've got to bring to the party is themselves. They've got to be prepared to follow through on the steps that we agree upon at the end of each coaching session. That's their responsibility. And if you make that really clear from the start, very few people are going to ask for a refund, even if they're not bang on target to hit their goals after a week, a month, 3 months. They might be slightly behind where they'd like to be, but very few of them are going to say, look, I want my money back because you said I'd lose 20 pounds in 12 weeks and I've only lost 13 pounds or 10 pounds. I want my money back. People generally are not going to do that. And I can tell you now, over, I've been doing this for well over a decade now. As an individual, I've employed trainers who have sold high ticket programs for me, and I can tell you, I can count on one hand the number of refunds I've done in that period of time. I can think of probably 3 that spring to mind where I've refunded people. And I've sold literally like tens of thousands of pounds of personal training, hundreds of thousands of pounds of personal training and weight loss coaching. So don't worry about offering a risk reversal money back guarantee. It really just takes the pressure off everybody. It takes the pressure off you as well. And it makes sure that you are super focused on getting the right people on board. It means that you're not just taking anybody on board. It means that you as the coach have to really think through who it is that's going to be best suited to your program. So it's a win-win for everybody. So those are the 6 things that I think you need to include in your high ticket program if you're going to get it out there and get it sold at the price point that you are genuinely worth paying for. Now there's a bonus 7th thing here that you should include, and this will depend upon where you are in terms of your personal training career. If you've just started out, you probably won't have this. In fact, I doubt you will have it. If you've been in the business for a while, you may have this, and it's what we call social proof, before and after pictures. If you have before and after pictures, you should 100% be showing that up front when you're putting out your marketing materials, because people like to feel as though they're not the first person that's trying this out. Now, if you haven't got any social proof, then you're going to have to rely upon your specificity of who you want to work with, that ideal person, and your method. And when you're talking about your method with clients, you're not going into the minutiae, you're talking big picture, you're talking about how your method is going to solve their particular pains. So you'd have to sort of be a little bit more on benefits driven. But if you've got social proof, you've also got the benefits, but you've also got the before and after pictures, or even if it's just written testimonial, it's something so that people feel as though you know what you're talking about. They understand that working with a personal trainer is going to be beneficial, but what they don't know is working with you going to be beneficial. So as much social proof as you have got, whether it's before and afters, written testimonials, or a picture with some writing, then include that when you are promoting your program. Hopefully you found those 6 plus the bonus tip of use and beneficial. Again, if you are serious about getting involved in this whole high ticket area of weight loss programs and coaching, be that offline or online, and you'd like to discuss it further, click the link below this video. Again, it'll take you to a page. We can have a free, no obligation conversation, and if we think there's a good fit, we'll set up a second call and we'll take it from there. Until my next training video, take very good care and bye for now.